Hey folks, hi, this is Gigi on a budget. How are you doing today? Applause, applause, applause. Because you know what? It is, I put a little clip, there it is, about second anniversary. I'm thinking it's our second birthday. I think I like that better than anniversary. I don't know why. I'm thinking anniversary is different than a birthday. And I kind of I created this 2 years ago, so I'm thinking it's a birthday instead of anniversary. So happy birthday to Gigi and Gigi's on a budget channel, and thank you folks for supporting us through our journey. I think I have 289 subscribers. That's not bad. I've saved up some money. We went to Aruba. We've gone on our month-long trip. No, was that before? That was before I started. But we've traveled. We've seen grandbabies. We've taken care of some things here, and we've also gone to Aruba, and that was the whole reason why I created this channel to begin with. So let's go ahead and talk about that. Let's talk about where we're at. Let's talk about let's play here a little bit, and of course we're going to drop a little bit of money because Gigi's got a whole lot to talk about. And until then, here's a mojito, except it's got no mint leaves. Sorry about that, folks. Forgot the mint leaves, but I'm sure it will taste just fine. And here we go. It does taste fun. Okay, there we go. We're going to drop a little bit of money because there's a couple things I want to talk about. But of course, we're going to be dropping. I did drop some money earlier in the week into our teeth challenge, but I wanted to make sure I dropped some money into our $5, $10, and $15 challenge. So let me go ahead and get my pin here. Go ahead and get that. Oh man, I always make a lot of rock with this. I'm going to have set this up differently. And we're going to put $10 in here. How are you folks doing today? Oh, what happened here? I'm short. There it is. How are you folks doing today? Can you believe it's May already? May. Unbelievable. It just goes too fast. Here's $10 we're going to put in here. Next week, I'm actually getting ready to go see my big girl, my Charlie. She's turning 6. So I don't think I'm going to be doing a chat. I just don't know. I don't think so. But I'll be dropping some shorts along the way so you can see how we're doing, how she's doing. And of course, I'm going to still be dropping money. I'll probably be doing some transfers like I did when I was in Texas. And this we're going to be putting a little bit, but we are saving money. It's going to be 24. Let me get my pin out. So how was everybody's week? Huh? Let's see here. Big Dog went to the doctor on Monday and got a good report card. Gigi be liking that. Tuesday. Oh, I had to create. What's going on here? I had to create. Okay, first of all, Gigi, let's get chatty on, because anytime we're going to drop some money for the dental, we got to do chatty, right? Oh, come on. It's kind of sad, but stop it. She's working away. I had to create another sheet because we already filled up this sheet here. So let's go ahead and we are dropping 24 to 24. So 24. So let's see here. That's 5. That's 6. 1965. That's right. I have until the middle of May to have what 2,600 we're looking for. We are going to have it. That's right, baby. All right, so we're going to go ahead and drop this in here. But anyway, Tuesday, took my mom shopping. Did a little bit of a haul. And while I was out talking to my mom, because one of the things I want to do, that's all the money that we're dropping today, because Gigi just wants to talk today because it is Gigi's channel's birthday. So there you go. So we went to Hobby Lobby, Walmart, Ross, bank at Walgreens. I think we went to Walgreens. Yes, because I had to get meds for Big Dog. Anyway, we were at Hobby Lobby. I've been thinking about creating a fairy garden for my musketeers. And, you know, when we were talking about it, I was also talking to her about this clip that I got in the comments. And I did a little blog on my website about, which is about play and the importance of play. And, you know, when me and Luna were walking this morning, I started kind of thinking about the play and what we're doing here, and then I remembered it was the channel's birthday. I started thinking, you know, this really is like play, because it cultivates my creativity, which is partly because of the photography, you know, the videography, and also being creative with my planner, my budget planner, my savings planner. As far as I created this, and some like creating this, I created this savings challenge. So, you know, and I get inspired by looking at other creators. I'm learning new things along the way, like learning how to make use of the camera, the lighting, the focusing, what lens is better, expanding my knowledge, you know, about my photography, as well as the financial side, you know, learning how we're going to do this. I learned about high yield savings accounts, which I had not had before. We do now, you know. So within this last 2 years, I have been playing. I've played more than aside from playing golf. I mean, golf is one thing, and I like to play golf, but I think this is more something that's more, I don't know, innate, or cultivates, or maybe it speaks to, we all have a little kid in us, right? I don't really remember playing so much as a kid. I mean, as a little girl, hummingbirds, as a little girl, I do remember playing with my brothers, you know, because I was a tomboy, and I do remember playing with my brothers in the street right there in Cabana Avenue, and with the Dennis, I think Michael Dennis, and the Connollys, and the Hollaballs, and the Gambo. You know, there was a bunch of kids that hung out, and we just played baseball and flag football. And I did that, you know, I remember doing that, and I have fond memories of doing that. And that part I remember, but as a very young child, I know I didn't play with dolls. My mom was always buying me Barbies. Sorry, Mom, but I didn't really play with Barbies. My sister took over my Barbies, but I don't really doing a lot of that. And then when I turned 14, I got my first job, and then I got my Huffy 10-speed Huffy bike, yellow. Oh, I thought that was so cool. And that was my out. Now, is that a form of play when I was riding that bike and I could feel the wind in my hair or the wind in my face? I think so, because even now I love that sensation. I wish that, well, that's one reason why I was interested in riding a motorcycle. Well, that didn't last long. After 2 screws in my ankle, a chipped femur, and a hairline fracture in my jaw, no, I don't ride a motorcycle.
I won't do that again, I guess.
I just couldn't. I was a newbie. I was just starting out, but I couldn't. I did not feel comfortable, and I told Big Dog I can't do it. You know, rats. But anyway, so what are you doing to play now? And I think sometimes as we get older, we don't play. I think sometimes we look down on it, or, you know, I understand we get busy. I was busy. I was busy raising kids. I was going to work. I had a husband. It's just like fueling your fire. It's the same thing. Is passion a part of your play? It could be. You know, what are you passionate about that you like to play? That there is ding 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 ding. There is a connection there. What is it that you're passionate about that you like to play? You know, do it. I went out. I'm sure you saw my clip. I was with the Johnson Ranch Day Drinking Club. Not that Gigi's a member, but I do know a few of the gals in there. One of the gals that was in there, she was talking about that she would like to travel You know, I think she's widowed, and she'd like to get a trailer and go travel, but she's hesitant. I go, why? I go, you know, there are so many females that solo travel. Your age, she was in her 70s, your age that are going out there by themselves. I would suggest getting a dog, because to me a dog's like a great companion, like my Luna, and like our Jet was, but I think it's there's a great companion. It's also a security alarm and a security system. And what's stopping you? You know, oh, hold on. So anyway, I just got a message, so get me back on track. And now I wish, okay, we've talked about play and the part, I need to get it back. So this gal that was there was talking about how she wanted to go out traveling, but she was hesitant because she was by herself. And I go, you know, there are so many females out there that are doing it, that are your age by themselves. You just got to do it. I know it's scary, but you just if you want to do that, don't let anything hold you back. And I think that's part of the same thing as far as play. Don't be embarrassed by play. You know, no matter how old you are, don't be embarrassed by, because sometimes I think, you know, being in my 60s, I'll get a little embarrassed, or, you know, do I really want to try that? You know, do I really want to start something new? Yes, if your inner child is saying do that, because, you know, bears, lions, horses, and of course our companions, dogs, they all play. Mammals, other mammals play. So why is it that we don't? Why is it that as adults, you know, as older adults, we think that that's not necessarily a good thing? It's probably the best thing we can do for ourselves, you know, as far as play, to be able to find out what we're really interested in, to be able to get out there and just do it and feel good about it. Whether it's like card games or puzzles or planners or videos, you know, or golf, you know, like Big Dog likes to play with his RC airplanes. That's great. Get your mind going, get your imagination going, and then don't you feel joy when you accomplish something like that, or when you've done a good game, or you've finished a spread, or he did a great flight? That's pure joy that you're feeling, because you know what, nobody else did it for you. You did it yourself. You know what it took. You know what energy you put into it, and you got to pay off. So why do we not play more? I think we got to play a whole lot more. You know, and I think that's one of the things I want to try to do, you know, as I continue to move forward. Because even when I was talking to my mom about this, you know, and about how I had heard this clip about the importance of play, and like she was saying, she goes, well, you know, you got your girls, now you get to play. And I thought to myself, what? And I think to some degree, I think she was right. And when she said that, as far as playing with my girls, I was struck. Because, like I said, I don't remember playing as a little girl. I'm sure I did. I just don't remember, because I had, there's almost a 6 age difference between me and my younger sister. And then my two brothers, maybe one's a year and a half, and the other one's like 3 years. So I'm sure I played. But being the oldest, I think maybe I was more of an observer, which I know I am. Because I walk into a room, you know, I got to survey the landscape, see what's going on. That's just something I've always done. I'm trying to be better about that, like be in the moment, not just feel like I have to. Okay, what's going to hit me first? You don't want to do that, you know. But I thought that was interesting that she said that, because I think that is true. This is my opportunity to play. My opportunity to play as a little girl, you know, to get down on the floor and get in the dirt when I'm doing the little fairies with my musketeers, and enjoy the time and just laugh and be silly with them. I've taken Charlie to the park where she comes down and she gets in the slide. I've gone in the swing and she gets in the swing, and you know, when was the last time I was on a frickin' swing? When Charlie was here. But I think that's what my mom was talking about, you know, being able to be a little girl with my girls. So I say that because I think it's important that we all do that. You know, that our birthdays, you know, being that this is the birthday, I'm going to call it my Cello's birthday. You know, I think, you know, age doesn't define us. You know, our attitude can define us, not our age. You know, so if your attitude sees you as 40, why can't you be 40? Like my mom says, be like you want to be, or be who you want to be. Just do it. Do it. You don't have to. Just because you're 70, you don't have to act like you're 70. You don't have to be 70. You know, if you're 60, you could be 40, you could be 30, you could be 5. You can be whoever you want to be. Just be you. You know, and so find out what your passion is, because then you can play at it. Because then it's not a job, then you're just enjoying it. So find out what you love to play, make that your passion, and you're gonna enjoy yourself a whole lot longer. I'm just saying. Anyway, I think that's it for today. I want to thank all my subscribers out there. I think I have 289 as of today. You know, when I created this channel, okay, now Gigi's gonna go on a tangent. Sorry, folks. When I created this channel, the channel was for, I wanted to save money to go to Aruba. And then as I continued, once we went, and I continued saving money, and I kept recording, I felt that I needed to find a purpose. Why am I doing this? Of course, I love doing videos. You know, I'm intrigued with the photography part of it. I'm intrigued with the camera side of it. You know, like what works, what doesn't work, the lighting, exposure, and so on. I like all that. But what was pushing me to keep coming back here? And that's when I came up with my mission statement for my channel. There it is. And I think it is true that I needed to find a reason. Like I said, you know, what was pushing me up here? What was my passion about this channel? That's my passion. I want to be able to talk to you folks. You know, you young females out there, if there's something I can say to you that, you know, tweaks an interest, that's great. Those older females, folks, females like me, or just people out there that, oh, wow, that's kind of interesting, Gigi. Can you believe Gigi said that? I'm sure I've heard that. Maybe you've said that. I've said that. You know? But what is it out there that, if there was a way I could help, I wanted to be able to do that, because I think I've always kind of do that. I've always kind of done that. My career has been a career primarily of service. You know, I worked in housing for many, many years. I worked with families. What was I doing? Trying to provide housing for them. And then, of course, in my later career, what was I doing? I was an office manager at a funeral home. Of course, that's a service. You know, trying to find families, helping families try to find a way to care for their loved ones at the very end. That's a form of service. And I think that's always what I've kind of done. I've always kind of wanted to help people. Didn't realize that, but I guess I do, because those are the jobs that I've really enjoyed. And now I'm thinking, I'm 66 years old. I think I got some wisdom that I could share with you folks out there. Well, you could take it or leave it, but I think I do have some wisdom now and then, and I do say something, you know, that's a little intriguing, a little interesting, and I hope you find that as well. But anyway, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who continues to watch my channel. I appreciate that. You know, there's, like I said, 289. You know who you are. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support, because I will continue to be here. And it's not an anniversary. It's my channel's birthday. And Luna wants to say something for the birthday. Ready? It's kind of like along the lines that we were talking about here. So let's go ahead and get her little clip here. What Luna said is, okay, let me go ahead and get it going here. What Luna said was, happy birthday. And she said, you have a right to act as young as you feel, or as young as you can get away with. That Luna, she's a smart pup. I'm just saying. And I think it's right. You know, just do it. Don't hesitate from whatever, you know, you think you need to do. Don't let anybody put you in a box. Get out there and play. Find your passion that your fuse your fire, and play and enjoy yourself. That's all I gotta say. All right. Thank you folks for stopping by. You working stuffs out there, hang tough. Remember, tits up. And until next week, thank you again. I'll see you then. Ciao, folks.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.